Take a listen to what she said.
No. But let me tell you why. And that is, yeah, I've got plans. I've got a $2 trillion plan. I've got a $1 trillion plan in picking up how we're going to cut carbon emissions by 70% by 2035. But we're going to use all the tools in the toolbox. This is not a moment where we just say, you know what, we just need to put some money on it and then we're going to fix it.
And as you might expect, President Donald Trump and his administration were the least popular people in the room last night, even if they weren't there. When candidates were asked whether they would roll back some of the things that President Donald Trump has done about climate change, overwhelmingly all of them said yes, and some in very blunt terms. Here's what Bernie Sanders said when he was asked specifically about a light bulb regulation that President Donald Trump has instituted.
Reinstate those requirements?
Look, you know, it is...
I guess I should ask, how fast would you reinstate those requirements?
It's fast.
David, Christine, obviously all of this happened as Hurricane Dorian threatened the eastern seaboard of the United States, something that hung over the entire 7-hour event. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much for that. Apple has cast a wide net for its new credit card. Hear what the head of Apple Pay says about whether this card and your phone will replace your wallet.
Get ready to save big.
Save 50% with our special overnight deal. Lose weight and get in the best shape of your life.
I'm Dusty Jane Stecker, and I've lost 25 pounds with South Beach.
South Beach is a low-carb, high-protein, keto-friendly plan that burns fat and transforms your metabolism. Lose up to 7 pounds in your first 7 days and learn the way to maintain a healthy weight without hunger or deprivation.
I lost 42 pounds with the South Beach diet.
I lost 30 pounds on the South Beach diet.
I lost 29 pounds and I feel better than ever.
Order your 28-day keto-friendly plan right now. You'll get specially prepared meals delivered right to your door. Plus, you'll get all new Simply Fit Keto Shakes free.
If you want a program that works and it's easy, try the South Beach diet. Save 50%. What are y'all waiting for?
Go online to the link below to claim this special overnight deal.
Time for ticket. Go online right now.
Go online right now to save 50% plus get keto-friendly shakes free.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up Ship Station. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping like were cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
Wipers? Why are you getting a new car?
I can't. My credit's bad.
Well, Credit Karma showed me how to improve my credit. It took 2 minutes.
Really? Flicker?
Download the free Credit Karma app now. Before I was diagnosed by my doctor, I didn't know why my body was moving like it had a mind of its own. My eyes blinked way too much, even though I didn't mean to. It turns out I have tardive dyskinesia, a condition that may be related to important medications I take for my bipolar disorder. My fingers moved like they were playing a piano that wasn't there. I was embarrassed that others could see my movements. My doctor said tardive dyskinesia can affect different parts of the body. It may also affect people who take medication for depression and schizophrenia. I know I shouldn't change or stop my medication, so I was glad to learn that TD is manageable.
If this sounds like you or someone you know, visit talkabouttd.com or call 1-800-821-3629 to receive a free brochure that describes the uncontrollable movements of TD and where on the body they might occur. You'll find a free discussion guide with ways to start a conversation with your doctor about how TD might be affecting you.
It's a relief to know that today TD is manageable. Learn more at talkabouttd.com.
Men, are you urinating more often? Making late-night bathroom trips? Do not ignore this. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling prostate supplement because its ingredients reduce those urges to urinate. Super Beta Prostate works.
Kind of a little nervous. Perfect. Take a deep breath.
Jesus. Would you say that porn was your sex ed?
Go ahead and get going. When your small business needs financing, you need a fast, secure way to get the right loan at the right time.
We're Smart Biz Loans, rated the #1 online marketplace for SBA loans. We'll help you pre-qualify for both low-cost SBA loans and affordable fixed-rate term loans through our bank partners, all with one easy application.
It was way easier, way faster, and again, we got it on.
So go to smartbizloans.com today. Apply now.
Do you have tons of photos just stuck on your phone? I did, until I found out I can print them for free. Now I free print my fridge. I free print the hall. I free print amazing memories. All of them. More than 1,000 free prints a year for free. Direct from my phone to my door. No subscriptions, no commitments. You just pay shipping. So I'm a free printer, and you can be too. Get the Free Prints app for iPhone and Android at freeprints.com. That's freeprints.com.
I'm Chris Cuomo. Let's get after it. Cuomo Prime Time, 10 Eastern.
After years of anonymity, the survivor of Brock Turner's sexual assault is letting the world know her name. It's Chanel Miller. She's telling her story for the first time since the 2015 rape in a new book aptly titled Know My Name. Miller was attacked by Turner while unconscious after a fraternity party at Stanford University. In an upcoming interview with 60 Minutes, she reads part of her powerful impact statement from Turner's sentencing.
In newspapers, my name was unconscious, intoxicated woman. 10 syllables and nothing more than that. I had to force myself to relearn my real name, my identity, to relearn that this is not all that I am.
That went viral. Turner, who could have been sentenced to 14 years in federal prison, got 6 months in county jail and served just 3. The decision by Judge Aaron Persky was met with outrage. He said a tougher sentence, quote, would have had a severe impact on him.
And a California judge was recalled, the first recall in some 80 years. All right, with iPhone sales slowing, services are even more important for Apple. Apple's latest venture, the Apple Card, a sleek titanium card with no numbers and high hopes. I asked Apple's fintech guru Jennifer Bailey whether we're headed to a day soon where your phone replaces your wallet. She said that day is coming.
When we worked with Goldman on the Apple Card, philosophy, one of the things that we agreed is that we wanted to provide this product to as many iPhone customers as possible. So we have a lot of affluent customers. We have a lot of other kinds of customers as well. And so our strategy and our goal is really to provide as many customers this product as possible.
Apple announced that card back in March, promising the most significant change in the credit card experience in 50 years. Sign-ups started last month. The card only available to iPhone users, and it's built into the Apple Wallet app. You can see more of that interview, a lot more of that interview on CNN.com.
Thanks to our international viewers for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. For our U.S. viewers, Early Start continues right now. Brand new update from the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Dorian regaining strength, battering the South Carolina coast while rescue and cleanup efforts underway in the battered Bahamas.
A doctored phony map in the Oval Office. The president pushing a fake narrative that Dorian was once a threat to Alabama. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Early Start. I'm Christine Romans.
And with that, hashtag SharpieGate. I'm Dave Briggs. It's Thursday, September 5th, 5 a.m. in the East. We begin with breaking news. Overnight, a sudden resurgence of Hurricane Dorian, regaining strength, and now once again a major Category 3 storm. Officials say landfall is possible anywhere in the Carolinas. Right now, Dorian is approaching the coast of South Carolina. The National Hurricane Center warning of life-threatening storm surge and dangerous winds.
Dorian is forecast to run parallel to the coasts of North and South Carolina into Friday, but any swerve to the west could bring the eye of the hurricane on shore. This morning, more than 1 million people in the Carolinas are under mandatory evacuation orders. Coastal South Carolina getting hit hard right now. Parts of downtown Charleston are underwater. Power outages quickly skyrocketing to 96,000. 15 to 20 inches of rain is expected. Meteorologist Derek Van Dam is there for us this morning, and you were saying earlier, already parts of historic downtown Charleston have flooded.
Yeah, that's according to law officials who are already cordoning off some of the roadways there as well. Good morning to you, Christine. Good morning to our viewers. We're in Charleston, South Carolina, a very vulnerable coastal city. They call it the low country for a reason. Just flying in here, you can see exactly why. And people are waking up to a triple threat this morning. Flash flooding from heavy rainfall overnight, ongoing. Storm surge as high tide expected into this afternoon about 2 p.m. And hurricane force winds with a strengthening Hurricane Dorian. She is making her closest approach to Charleston. She's just south of where we're located right now. And I cannot overstate the threat of flooding within this particular city. There's a lot of competition between the fresh water that falls inland. It moves through the rivers and the tributaries towards the coastline. And then you've got the surge of the Atlantic Ocean moving up towards the Charleston Harbor. So both of those working together to help lift the water up and cause the flooding in the downtown region, which we have already seen. The city is so vulnerable to it. And just within the past 15 minutes, an alert on my phone issuing from the National Weather Service issuing a flash flood warning here in Charleston, South Carolina. We are anticipating anywhere from 15 to upwards of 20 inches of rain, especially east of the region. And there are also spin-up tornadoes that have also been forming near the Myrtle Beach region. So monitoring a very fluid situation here, very figuratively and literally as well. Just what we've seen on the ground since we have been working overnight is flashes behind us. Transformers continue to blow. Christine, Dave, we expect those power outages to skyrocket through the course of the day.
And the latest number we have just in the past couple of minutes, 106,000 people in South Carolina without power.
It went up already.
Brand new numbers. All right, thank you so much for that.
And just in from the National Hurricane Center, a new update. Meteorologist Allison Char with that from the CNN Center. Allison, good morning. What are we seeing now?
Good morning. The biggest change in this latest update is the forward movement, now up to 8 miles per hour and moving due north. Keep in mind, it had been moving to the north-northwest. Now we're starting to see that transition of it starting to push itself back out over open water. The thing is, it's very close to land. It's still going to brush all along the southeast region of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. We do still expect a landfall at some point today, likely over somewhere in the Outer Banks down towards Wilmington in North Carolina. Sustained winds are still around 115 miles per hour, a very large eye wall still there, showing that the storm is still very strong at this point in time. Here's a look at the forward track. Again, this is what we talked about. We do still anticipate a landfall, likely somewhere over portions of North Carolina. But until then, you've got very strong storm surge pushing into North and South Carolina and very heavy rain bands. One of the other concerns we're starting to see now is the addition of tornado warnings. We've got one in North Carolina and one in South Carolina right now. Most of those tend to favor the northeast quadrant, and that's the stuff that's going to be making its way inland as we go through the day today. So those are still likely throughout the day for both North and South Carolina. Here you can see tornadoes, waterspouts, as well as damaging winds that are going to be associated with the storm. But perhaps one of the biggest threats to this storm for the Carolinas and Georgia is going to be the flooding. Here's a look at the storm surge numbers. Again, places like Savannah to Charleston, about 4 to 7 feet. From Charleston up to Myrtle Beach, you're talking about 5 to 8 feet of storm surge. And then again, also the heavy rain. Look at this, widespread amounts of around 4 to 6 inches of rain. But where you see that red, even this pink color down here around Charleston, now guys, we're talking in excess of 10 inches of rain.
Wow. And a very vulnerable city in Charleston. Hopefully that turn continues. Allison Chinchar with the hurricane update for us in the CNN Center. Thanks.
All right, rescue and relief efforts just getting underway in the Bahamas this morning. A CNN team on the ground says the level of devastation is breathtaking. The official death toll at this hour, 20. That is expected to climb. CNN spoke to a storm chaser who went quiet for days in the middle of this storm. He shot this video, then turned up alive.
Where I rode out this storm, the front side was in a school on a hill, and I did that on purpose because I didn't want to worry about the storm surge. Now, there's a neighborhood near that called The Mud, okay, and it's a low-lying, poorer neighborhood, and that neighborhood got swept by a tremendous storm surge. The whole neighborhood now, and it's a very large area of the city, is just wiped out. It's just, it's like football fields of rubble.
People everywhere stepping forward to help. In Freeport, a volunteer looks for the owner of a dog he rescued from the rising waters, and others rescue a stranded family.
In Jacksonville, Florida, a Good Samaritan walked into a Costco and left with 100 generators, all of them bound for the Bahamas, at a